The Caucasus Mountains, a majestic range separating Europe and Asia, have long been a crucible of conflict. In August 2008, this volatile region exploded once more, as the Russian bear roared and the small nation of Georgia found itself caught in a geopolitical maelstrom. Over 5 short days, the world watched in shock as tanks rolled across borders, warplanes screamed through the skies, and a long-simmering conflict erupted into open warfare. The conflict was swift and brutal. Russian forces, armed with overwhelming firepower, quickly gained the upper hand against the outmatched Georgian military. The fighting left a trail of destruction in its wake, with towns and villages reduced to rubble and thousands of civilians displaced from their homes. The conflict sent shockwaves through the international community, raising fears of a new Cold War and highlighting the fragility of peace in the post-Soviet space. The Russia-Georgia War was not just a regional conflict. It was a stark reminder of the complex and often dangerous dynamics that shape our world. It was a conflict born of history, fueled by nationalism, and ignited by the ambitions of powerful actors on the world stage. If you enjoyed this story, please like and subscribe to emgotvhistory Warfare for more stories. To understand the roots of the 2008 war, one must delve into the tumultuous history of the Caucasus. The collapse of the Soviet Union in 1991 left a void in its wake, as former Soviet republics, including Georgia, struggled to forge their own paths in a new world order. Georgia, a small nation on the Black Sea, emerged from the wreckage of empire with a yearning for democracy and a desire to integrate with the West. However, Georgia's aspirations were complicated by the legacy of its Soviet past. 2 breakaway regions, South Ossetia and Abkhazia, populated largely by ethnic groups with close ties to Russia, had long chafed under Georgian rule. With Moscow's tacit support, these regions declared their independence from Georgia in the early 1990s, sparking bloody conflicts that left them de facto independent but internationally unrecognized. The Kremlin viewed these separatist regions as vital to its interests in the Caucasus, providing leverage over Georgia and a buffer against NATO expansion. Russia deployed peacekeepers to both regions, ostensibly to maintain order, but in reality, to solidify its influence and undermine Georgia's sovereignty. Under Mikheil Saakashvili, Georgia pursued reforms to strengthen democracy and modernize its economy. Saakashvili aimed to join NATO and the European Union, seeing it as key to Georgia's security. Moscow viewed this with alarm. Putin saw NATO expansion as a threat. Tensions escalated with sanctions, cyber attacks, and support for separatists. The Kremlin's message was clear: Western integration had a price. 5 days in August, the simmering tensions finally boiled over on the night of August 7, 2008, when Georgian forces launched an artillery barrage on Tskhinvali, the capital of South Ossetia, followed by a ground assault aimed at retaking the breakaway region. The Georgian government claimed that its actions were in response to separatist provocations and a Russian military buildup in the region. Russia, however, denounced Georgia's actions as an act of aggression and swiftly launched a full-scale military intervention in support of the South Ossetian separatists. Russian tanks poured across the border while warplanes pounded Georgian military targets and infrastructure. The speed and ferocity of the Russian response took the Georgian military, trained and equipped by the United States, completely by surprise. Outnumbered and outgunned, Georgian forces were quickly routed. Russian troops, spearheaded by elite paratroopers and Spetsnaz special forces, swept through South Ossetia and advanced deep into undisputed Georgian territory, capturing the strategic city of Gori and threatening the capital, Tbilisi. The Georgian government, caught off guard and overwhelmed, was forced to flee Tbilisi for the relative safety of the Black Sea port city of Batumi. Echoes of a forgotten war. The fighting raged for 5 days before a ceasefire, brokered by French President Nicolas Sarkozy, came into effect on August 12, 2008. The war left hundreds dead, thousands wounded, and tens of thousands displaced from their homes. Russia emerged victorious, demonstrating its military might and willingness to use force to defend its interests. The international community condemned Russia's actions, but beyond harsh rhetoric and symbolic sanctions, little was done to punish Moscow. Russia recognized the independence of South Ossetia and Abkhazia, solidifying its control over the breakaway regions. The 2008 Russia-Georgia War marked a return to great power competition and a shift in the global balance of power. If you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe to MGO TV History Warfare for more stories.